This video is a bit hard to make, and there's always just going to be a lot of varying opinions for it. Just because, depending on what content you're trying to talk about, can kind of move the placement of a lot of these TURs, right? Like Battle Hardened Formidable Foes is something short phased and something that is a lot of more fast paced, right? But something like Festival of Battles, which can literally go on for like 70 turns or something like that, right? That one is obviously going to give you a lot more time for stacking units. So stackers are going to kind of be king there. But that's why this is going to be like, well, no matter what, it's always just going to be something. It's just my personal list, right? But I'm trying to take everything into consideration, and that's how we're going to do this. So we have number 5 with AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. The main reason why I have him at 5 is just because of how well he pairs with the Tech Vegito, who is already the number 1 unit in the game, both just passive wise and just linking wise. This guy's kind of just his best partner. Because Ajo Super Saiyan 3 Goku wants to go in slot 1, and meanwhile, Tech Goku wants to go in slot 2, so that way they can get the additional damage reduction, they can get the additional super attack, and you know, just get the extra stack from doing the extra super attack, right? So because of that, you're put into a position where Age of Super Saiyan 3 Goku is kind of protecting that character for the start, while also just being damn near invincible, having 90% damage reduction just at the start, as long as you have another Majin Buu Saga unit, and Tech Vegito is going to fill that, right? Not only that, but if you're using the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Tech Goku rotation, you'll have the permanent guard in slot 1, you'll get extra defense, you'll also have it where you just have a permanent 50% chance to nullify and Ki Blast super attacks, which does still pop up in some of those stages, right? So it helps out when you're able to just put this guy in a defensive position. And sure, he might not be doing a lot of damage, but he is going to be doing a lot of things. He's stunning. He has it where he's going to be tanking extremely well, and having it where he's going to be providing a decent amount of support. Well, not support, but he's going to be providing a decent amount of coverage for the units that need to be covered. Because slot 1 is the most liable position after all. And he plays that part pretty well. So that's why he's number 5. Next, we have Int Daima Goku. Now, this character can be very iffy for a lot of people, but in my personal opinion, or my personal use of this character, he just does what he needs to do really effectively. He has it where he's giving the 41% attack support. He has it where he's doing the 90% dodge chance with the 50% damage reduction for turn 1, which can again help out in Battle Hardened Formidable Foes or Ultimate Red Zone. He has it where he is going to also just have the 70% dodge chance as long as you're in slot 1 or slot 2. He has it where he's able to tank basically every single normal attack in the game, post super attack, and then on top of that, he'll just have the 70% chance to dodge, right? So unless you're going up against a stage that has it where you are locked or you're stunned or anything like that, that he's going to be completely fine against a lot of these attacks. Or dodge canceling, that's what I meant to say, not the stun. But unless the opponent is basically locking this unit and he gets in the slot 3 position, or the opponent is dodge canceling, then he's going to be completely fine because you just kind of dodge with him. And sure, again, he's not a unit himself who does a lot of damage. A lot of TURs that are on the top don't really do a lot of damage, in my opinion. But because he's just providing this support for not only his rotation, but for the next rotation, I feel like he more than makes up for that. Because 41% is a lot, for sure. And that doesn't even come into question of if you put this guy in slot 2, you have it where he does the additional super attack, or a 50% chance to do an additional super attack, and then that attack support goes up to 82% rather than 41, and you start getting a lot better with these clips, right? And again, another thing that works well for this character is just the fact that he is working really well with the anniversary characters. Ajo Gogeta, Tech Vegito, you're going to be giving them the support from the attack. You're going to be able to put this guy in slot 1 and hopefully dodge, you know, while also giving just a decent amount of links to these characters. It's really nice to have a unit like him on your team for sure. Next, we have STR Cell. Nope. I almost put Cell at 3, but literally as I'm editing this, I just can't agree with myself. I can't. I'm listening to the words that I'm editing, and I don't feel any emotion with them, and it's not something I believe in. Cell is really good with what he does defensively. He has the damage reduction, he has the guard, he has it where he can get more damage reduction, he has it where he can get more damage reduction on getting super attacked as well. And he's doing all of that, and that's awesome. He has the domain that's buffing people, but the big issue with this guy is that he is doing all of this and he has the 50% chance to crit, and it does nothing. You are doing no damage with him at all. He is so bad, right? And I'm looking at it, and it's like Infapu does the same exact thing. And Infapu is just doing what Cell is doing, but better, right? You're bringing Cell because he has the revive, and he has it where he can revive at any point. You're not bringing him because of damage. And if you're bringing him for a defensive option, Fapu's just better. So no. Cell, you're not on top 5. Fuck you. We're going back, and I'm editing this part in so that way we can say that Infapu is better. Fat Boo is now at 3 because he just does, like I said, the same exact thing as Cell does, but better. And he has at least the active skill as well, which will delay the enemy's attack for 1 turn. And if we're thinking about like defensive options and the defensive option, Fat Boo just does again what Cell just does, but better. Sure, Cell can have the higher damage reduction, but Boo deletes the entire attack for a turn. So I'm gonna value that over Cell when they're literally doing around the same damage anyways. Cell probably just does a little bit more overall just because of his crit, but it's literally just apples to oranges. It's no different, dude. There's no difference, and I do not care. Infapu is 3. Let's go ahead and go now to the next selection. Go back up. Anyways, though, at number 2 we have Physical Glorio. I think this guy is in another unfortunate spot like number 3, where he's just a victim of categories, and he's a victim of them doing Daima early before Anniversary, because it really did shaft him out of a leader skill that should have just been better. But that it doesn't hold him back that much, because even still, he is still extremely good. Having it where he's just giving 1 heat and 50% attack and defense basically permanently as long as you're running this guy in slot 3. Having it where he's popping these insane attack stats while also just raising his attack and defense permanently in battle with each super attack he does. On top of that, he also gets an additional 50% attack and defense that's multiplicative within the turn with each attack performed. Having it where he's also getting 50% baseline dodge, but then builds up to 80% dodge is just really nice. Having it where he's just getting even more stacks guaranteed if you're able to get 3 super attacks as well. Like, there is so much good about him that I have to put him in slot 2. I have to put him as number 2 just because of that. And like he's just really good. We just have to wait, I feel like, for a new leader for this guy. But as soon as we do, like, this guy's gonna be just like straight back up, like just immediately. Like, I have AGL Kid Goku at 1, but I'm gonna be honest, if Glorio got a new leader, I could easily see it going like this, where Glorio's number 1. But until that happens, I think AGL Kid Goku is just the number 1 best unit in the game. TUR wise, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, but there's no EZAs. I'll probably keep that list separate. We'll do that later. But having it where this guy is just raising attack and defense permanently, having it where he just has 20% again baseline damage reduction, getting 40% if there is Dragon Ball Saga Youth or Dragon Ball Seekers. Guess what? Just run into Daima Goku. You'll get that passive proc immediately anyways. So that you get the additional super attack, you'll get the damage reduction. On top of that, just this is such a really nice part of the passive that I feel like is really unique. 22% dodge chance, or you have a 22% chance of evading every single attack within the turn with each time that you do a super attack, which is really nice. And then it also procs the same thing with the crit. So each time you do a super attack, you have 55% chance to just do crits for the rest of the turn. So I've seen this guy just proc the crit so much. I've seen the guy proc the evasion so much. And even with the evasion not procking, if you can get that 7 super attacks and get that guard and then have it paired with the damage reduction up here, because that's for 7 turns, and this guy is doing one just baseline, of course, another one here with a 70% chance, another one here, right, for having the Dragon Ball Saga Youth or Dragon Ball Seekers. And then if you're able to get all of those, you're most likely able to get it between turn 3 and turn 5, depending on where your additionals go. And then after that, you're just going to be able to just do the additional super attacks even more, having it where you're guarding, having it where you're having 60% damage reduction, or just 20% if it's past turn 7 for this guy. Like, he's good. He's really good. And even later on, when we're having to be forced to put him in a slot 3 position, I think he's still going to age pretty well, because you'll have, again, 7 turns, so 3 appearances if you just put him in slot 3 to get 7 super attacks when you're doing 1, 2, and then most likely 3 a turn. You know, I think that's pretty amazing. And then this saves me a lot more than I'd like to admit. The active skill of just on turn 3 getting an additional 30% attack and defense permanently, 3 key, and then just healing 30% HP is really nice, and I think it does give more value to the active skill as well. Because again, when you're going up against events like Battle Hardened Formidable Foes, having active skills like this where you're just able to heal back 30% HP, either top yourself off if you have a high amount of HP, or bring yourself back if you've just taken a super attack and you've just taken a lot of damage. It's really nice to just have this in your pocket and be, you know, recovering some of that lost HP for sure. And he's just really good. Yeah, like it's just, he's just a really nice unit, and one that I think is going to age extremely well. And I'm really happy because he is the king, of course. But anyways, we'll go ahead and stop there. Let me know what you guys think. What would your guys' personal top 5 be? And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.